My name is James Boland. I am the President and Founder of the Australian Community. We are a 501c3 US public charity, and our mission is to connect Australians who are living in the US through social, professional and charitable initiatives. Since we were founded in 2011, we've assisted more than 6,000 Australians overcome many of the challenges of being an expat in the United States. Today, we are here in Bowling Green in New York to commemorate the 10 Australians who perished on September 11, 2001. We're doing this through the raising of our national flag and the singing of our anthems, reading of poetry, and also giving a eulogy for the 10 Australians. Whenever I meet Americans, they typically say three things to me when they find out that I'm an Australian. The first thing they say is, I've always wanted to go there, but it's too far away. Or that they have a friend who went there who loved it. And the third thing they say is, for those who do actually go to Australia, is they didn't want to come back. So it's a wonderful country. We're roughly the size of continental US, but we have a population of only 22 million people. 80% of our citizens live on the coast. So when you see the images of beaches and Australians out enjoying the weather, that's pretty well the case. I'd like to thank the Bowling Green Association for their assistance today, NYPD, the New York City Parks for making this event possible. I would also like to thank Arthur Piccolo, the chairman of the Bowling Green Association, for his continued support in making this event possible. One of the programs we established in our first year was an annual commemoration for the 10 Australians. Today marks the 7th year it's being held. I'm joined today by my fellow directors Sarah Henderson and Ava Newman, and in welcoming you, our members and guests, to a commemoration where we'll be raising the Australian flag at one of New York's most historic sites. I'd like to take a moment to thank the international Australian talent who are lending their time to support this commemoration: Amanda Bishop, Amelia Cormack, Nick Atkinson and Ben McHugh. I would like to thank the Australian Embassy in DC, Advance and the University of Queensland for lending their support through their social media. I would now like to invite Mr. Arthur Piccolo of the Bowling Green Association to briefly speak to the history of Bowling Green.
Thank you and welcome to the Australian community. It's a proud day every year to have you join us. Unfortunately, I have to correct James on one point. You know, whenever you go to any city, you'll ask a lot of different people what is the most historic place. And most people don't know. Some people will give you a variety of answers. Here in New York City, there's no doubt. I mean, it isn't even close. Bowling Green is not one of the most historic places in New York City. It absolutely is the most historic place in New York City. I could spend an hour talking about why, but I won't. Let me just quickly point out, the city was founded right here where this plaza stands. That alone makes it the most historic place in New York City. The first park where we're standing, Bowling Green Park, is the first public park ever created in the United States, 1733. The first act of insurrection following the Declaration of American Independence in Philadelphia on July 4th, 1776, was the tearing down of the statue of the King of England, George III, on July 9th, 1776, exactly where the fountain is right now. And the American Revolution came to its successful conclusion, absolutely without any doubt, on November 25th, 1783, when George Washington marched with his remaining troops down Broadway, right here to where we're standing, to witness the last British troops still in the United States leave, and the last Union Jack being lowered, and the American flag being raised here right at Bowling Green. This is indeed the most historic location in New York City, and it's a great pleasure to welcome the Australian community. Thank you.
Our land of
On November 11, 1993, the Honourable P.J. Keating MP delivered a eulogy for the unknown Australian soldier that is regarded as amongst the most memorable speeches ever given by an Australian Prime Minister. In it, he spoke to the Anzac legend, a legend of free and independent spirits whose discipline derived less from military formalities and customs than from the bonds of mateship and the demands of necessity. Today, we gathered together as a community to honour that same Anzac tradition by commemorating 10 Australians who perished on September 11, 2001, just a few hundred metres from where we stand. We honour these 10 Australians through the raising of our national flag and reflecting upon what it truly means to be an Australian. However, unlike the unknown Australian soldier, we know these 10 Australians' names, and we always will. We know where they were born and precisely how and when they died. We know where they had made their homes. We know their age and their circumstances, whether they were from the city or the bush, their occupation, their religion, if they had a religion, if they were married or single. We know whom they loved and who loved them. If they had children, we know who they are. They are not lost to us, nor are they lost to their families. We will always remember who these 10 Australians were. Unlike the unknown Australian soldier, whose anonymity shields us from the circumstances of his death, all of us witnessed the terror these 10 Australians endured in their final moments. For those of us who still find it too painful to watch the images of that fateful day, we are yet compelled by the same bonds of mateship and the demands of necessity to remember these fallen Australians in a tradition that has continued for more than a century. In doing so, we set aside our personal challenges and remind ourselves of the core values of being an Australian. Borrowing also from the words of M. Kemal Ataturk, speaking to the families of the Johnnies who perished on the beaches of Gallipoli in 1915. They are now lying in the soil of a friendly country. Wipe away your tears. They are at peace.
My Country by Dorothea Mackellar. The love of field and coppice, of green and shaded lanes, of ordered woods and gardens is running in your veins. Strong love of grey-blue distance, brown streams and soft dim skies. I know but cannot share it. My love is otherwise. I love a sunburnt country, a land of sweeping plains, of ragged mountain ranges, of drought and flooding rains. I love her far horizons. I love her jeweled sea, her beauty and her terror, the wide brown land for me. The stark white ring-barked forests, all tragic to the moon, the sapphire-misted mountains, the hot gold hush of noon. Green tangle of the brushes where leaf lianas coil, and orchids deck the treetops, and ferns the warm, dark soil. Core of my heart, my country, her pitiless blue sky. When sick at heart around us, we see the cattle die. But then the grey clouds gather, and we can bless again the drumming of an army, the steady soak of rain. Core of my heart, my country, land of the rainbow gold. For flood and fire and famine, she pays us back threefold. Over the thirsty paddocks, watch after many days, the filmy veil of greenness that thickens as we gaze. An opal-hearted country, a willful, lavish land. All you who have not loved her, you will not understand. Though earth holds many splendors, wherever I may die, I know to what brown country my homing thoughts will fly.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Kevin Dennis, Alberto Dominguez, Eliza Ferrano, Craig Gibson, Peter Giulivari, Yvonne Kennedy, Andrew Knox, Leslie Thomas, Stephen Thompson, Leanne Whiteson.
Hey, true blue, don't say you're gone. Say you've knocked up for a smoko, and you'll be back later on. Hey, true blue. Give it to me straight, face to face. Are you really disappearing? Just another dying race. Hey, true blue. True blue. Is it me and you? Is it mum and dad? Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate when he's in a fight? Or will she be right? True blue, I'm asking you. True blue, can you bear the load? Shall we tie it up with wire just to keep the show on the road? Hey, true blue. Hey, true blue. Now be venting. Is your heart still there? If they sell us out like sponge cake, would you really care? Hey, true blue. Hey, true blue. True blue. Is it me and you? Is it mom and dad? Is it a cockatoo? Is it standing by your mate when he's in a fight? Or will she be right? True blue, I'm asking you. True blue, is it me and you? Is it mom and dad? Is it a kangaroo? Is it standing by your mate when she's in a fight? Or just Vegemite? True blue.
I'd like to thank everyone who participated today. Mandy, Amelia, Nick and Ben, thank you so much again for your participation this year. I'd like to thank all our flag bearers. Thank you so much. Great job, people. Arthur again, thank you so much.